Hello everyone, this is Susie Q of Susie Q's Bunting Babes, and welcome to my nursery room window. Today I have Zachary with me, and I am going to be changing him into a brand new outfit. One of the outfits that I got when I had my my clothes haul of the 0 to 3 months big boy clothes. And so I'm excited to show you what that outfit is. But before we do that, I'm going to put Zach down for just a minute because I wanted to draw your attention to another part of the nursery, and I think it's really a lot of fun. So this is a part of the nursery where the snow bears, the MiniMes, they sleep and play. It's like their bedroom playroom. Well, anyway, you might notice a brand new little friend right here. Well, what happened was this little friend came knocking at the door. He's from next door, and he noticed all of the little bears playing outside, and he wanted to join in too, but he wanted to introduce himself first. And so we invited him in, and all the other little bears came in too. And so right now they're getting ready to have a snack, and they're going to talk about, you know, their favorite things, what they like to do, you know, what they like to play with and everything else. And so his name, he told us that his name is Jacob. And so little Jacob brought his own little bear with him. As you can see, it's sitting here right in his lap. And so he just, you know, he wanted to feel right at home with the other bears. And let's see, we have Tiny Me right here. He's got his bib on because he's getting ready to have a snack. All of them are. But Tiny Me needs a bib because he's not quite, you know, with the table manners yet. But then we have Freddie is right here, and he's getting ready to serve the refreshments. And then we have, here's MiniMe, and then we have Blondie in the back. And then we have Augie, who is watching out for everyone. And he does have his eye on Tiny Me, who is getting ready to climb out of his chair, you know, as little babies often do, because he sees his milk bottle down there. But Augie's going to keep his eye on him, so nothing's going to happen. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce to you a new friend. He's a cute little guy. He's got hazel brown eyes, and he's wearing a cute little hoodie. And so he's going to be playing with the other little bears once in a while. And because, you know, he saw them playing outside and thought it looked like a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm going to let all the bears do their thing. And they're going to be having their refreshments. So let me take you back over to Mr. ZAC. And today I have my blinds closed in the nursery room window because it's really, really bright outside, and it was casting a like a really bright light onto my little Zach. So the closing the blinds, I think, made the lighting better. Anyway, one thing that I wanted to draw your attention to with Zach, besides his beautiful hair, it's his beautiful blue eyes, and I don't have any Reborns with this color of eyes, and they're like I don't know what color of blue you would call that, but they're just gorgeous. And I think because my favorite color is blue, that I really, really like them. And so he's the Zach is the Dominic Sculpt. And so let's go ahead and get started. I wanted to show you what we're going to be putting on Zach today, and I also have a little story about this raccoon that's on the front. But anyway, this is one of those really soft velour plush type of outfits, and it has matching velour pants that are navy. And then along with that, we're going to be putting these gray shoes that have a little bit of the navy and the plaid portion along with the red. I like red and gray and blue. That's just a really nice combination. And then we have these these gray and white striped socks that I'm going to be putting on him. So let's go ahead and get started. And Zach always has this, it's a clippy, it's a pacifier clip, and when I adopted Zach, he came with this, and it's a cute little toy, and it has his passy hanging on it, and it's a modified passy, not a magnet. It's modified because Zach has an open mouth. So I'm going to put this aside for now. I know that he's not going to mind because we've, you know, he knows that when he's on the dressing table that it's all business. So let's get started by taking his shoes off, and I'm going to, whoops, got my hand in the way. I'm going to put this down for just a little bit. He's one of my big boys, and so he's another one that's kind of hard to get his whole body into the camera, but I'm going to do my best today to do that. So I'm going to take his socks and shoes off. And I really love this outfit that he's got on right now. It's darling. You know, it's a little overalls outfit, just a cute little boy outfit, and I just love it. I love boys in overalls. But it was time for a change. I haven't changed Zach in a few weeks, and so it's his turn. So let me go ahead and get this situated here. I've added a pillow to the changing table because a lot of times when my babies are laying down, they're like nose up to the camera, and so I thought this might be a nicer angle if they're more lifted up like this. So hope you like it. Anyway, okay, so speaking of the raccoons, I have a story to tell you, and that is, and I've told it, I think I told it a long time ago. This happened, it was around November of this year, and it was up in my kitty barn. And so I have two, of course, the folks that know me and have been on my channel for a while know that I have two cats. They're sister cats, and they live up in the kitty barn because they control the mice up there. Anyway, they also have an enclosed yard. It's a big yard that's totally enclosed all the way around and on top. And so anyway, I started going in there and was noticing that the cat's food dish that I had out, the food kept disappearing. Every day it kept disappearing. And I have them on an automatic feeder type of thing, so there's a lot of food in there. And I kept thinking, what is going on? Because those two cats normally, I mean, you know, they don't eat that much. Well, my one cat does. She has a big appetite. But anyways, neither of them ate enough to you know, to have the food disappear like that. And so I thought there must be something getting into the fencing somehow. So every day I would check the fencing for a hole, and my husband and I would go out and patch up any holes that we thought a critter might be getting into. And but every time we would do, you know, we'd find another new little spot, but you know, it wasn't big enough for anything really to get in. But we'd patch it up and hope for the best. Well, anyway, this was happening over at least a 10-day time frame, and so I was going to run out of cat food pretty soon, and we could not figure out where this critter, whatever it was coming in. Well, we started thinking, well, maybe it's raccoons, because we do have raccoons occasionally on our property. So I went online, and I found a raccoon trap that people said that, you know, it really worked, and they caught the raccoon the first night, and, you know, it's a catch and release type of thing. And so anyway, I got the trap a couple of days later, and I set it up, and, you know, I put it inside their yard, the kitty yard. I set it up with food on the inside, And that smart raccoon, it tripped the trap. It got to the food and tripped the trap somehow before it could get trapped inside. And so I thought, this is weird, because everybody else was saying that the trap, really worked good, and that it worked the first time. So my husband and I put our heads together. We looked at the directions, which is something we should have done in the first place. Look at Zach. I want to show you. I want to show you something. He just looks... Doesn't he just look really comfortable like that? Really? You're just all snuggled into the pillow. Yeah. I just had to show you that. Anyway. So, we looked, we put our heads together, and we discovered that we didn't have a light enough trip on the trap, on the door that traps them. So we fixed it, and we put food in for the next night. And I went up the next morning, and lo and behold, there was a raccoon inside the trap. And so we thought, well, I wonder if it's more than one raccoon, because the food was being eaten like ferociously, huge amounts of food. So anyway, we the next night, after releasing that other raccoon, far away from where we live, the next night we set the trap up. And and during this time, by the way, I had to keep the kitty. I had to keep the kitties inside the barn with the door shut, so they wouldn't get into the trap. And that's just like an by the way thing. It was really a hassle during that time. Anyway, so the next night, I found another raccoon inside the trap, and so there's actually 2 raccoons total. I left the trap open, the next few nights, just to make sure that there weren't any other raccoons coming around. And anyways, we only caught just the 2, and I haven't seen any raccoons since. And so Zach's little outfit reminded me of the time that it was like, it seemed like a whole month worth of trouble for those 2 raccoons, and a lot of cat food. So anyway, I thought maybe you might enjoy that story. And they are really cute, but raccoons are really, really mean too. So you can't, unless you get them, unless you like rescue one, and I don't even know if you're allowed to do that. But having one from a baby, I don't know what the laws are. But anyways, I've heard of people that have raccoons as pets because they've been rescued. They can be really tame, at that point. But when they're wild, they are really super mean, and they'll go after you, and they'll bite. They'll just make them, they're just not good to have as pets as adults. So anyway, so that's my raccoon story for today. And Zach is all dressed up. He's got his little shoes on. And let's give him his bear back. There's your little bear with your little passy. And I really like, I like pacifiers as sort of like, like a little thing to put on the babies. But mostly I don't have them in pacifiers because I love their lips and their mouth and stuff. I like to see the whole baby. Anyways, everyone, that's the end of my story and the end of my one-on-one time with Zach. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again soon. And until we meet again, bye-bye.